Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. Ready? Hey everybody, welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast. We are doing a little bit of preseason podcasting over the next week. We're going to be doing boys season's up. Practice starts Friday for most of the teams, probably all of them. And we're going to do a little preview. Questions for coaches around our town and neighboring towns, and we'll take it from there. We have Coach James Tsai with us here from Chatham High School, coach of the boys and girls team. And we're just going to ask him some questions. I've actually got notes today, Santi. Can you believe it? I actually prepared. I got questions from parents, which are great, because we always want to see what those parents are interested in, what the coach is thinking, what they're doing. But Coach, how are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for the season, excited for the boys, Yeah.
Let's get a little bit. I'm going to take my time on this one. We usually rush through the podcast because we usually have 1,000 things to do. How long have you been coaching with the teams?
This is going to be my 10th year coaching the boys. Yep.
Girls?
Girls, I just finished my 9th season.
Okay.
Yep.
And let's give me like your top 3 learning curves. What have you learned? What have you have done and said, listen, I'm not going to do that again? Not any huge mistakes, or just saying, listen, this is the best process. I tried to do this didn't work. What do you think you've learned the most out of the 10 years?
So from the past 10 years, I think every year is different. You always have different groups of players. You have different dynamics, different chemistry between the players. I think the most important thing I've learned so far is to keep the team at a specific number. Because sometimes you have a lot of seniors who should be on varsity, but they have to sit on the bench. I hate that, but when you have decent players, the seniors have to sit. And sometimes I had a team of 20 players, and that's something very unfortunate. Yeah. I try to keep my team right now 11 to 13 on varsity, so that I have 7 starting players and 4 to 6 rotating players, and can play exhibition matches on the last court, or even when we play against weaker teams, I can rotate. I think that's something I have changed in the past few years. Okay. Yeah. Let me think about something else I have done that. It's actually hard to.
It's hard to think about. It's a long
to
time.
Reflect, what you did before. That was.
I mean, do you feel like you're more? Do you feel like you're more patient now, or do you feel like it's 10 years, your first year? Do you want to feel like you want to do everything right, or do I would assume you're just more experienced and you have a lot more patience and understanding, and you've seen a kid's reaction and how they react through things because you've seen it before.
Right. I mean, I think through the years I have learned. I mean, I'm always learning. I've attended some workshops. I've learned a lot of drills from some experienced coaches. That's something I have done. And also, I think the other thing is I focus more on the doubles players than before, because singles guys, you get what you get.
Yeah.
It's hard to fix their techniques during the season. Our season's very short. We have 2 weeks of preseasons, and we just jump right into our matches. So it's hard to fix their techniques and their strategies when they play. They should know, I would say, the basic stuff when they join the team. Yeah. Doubles play, because I know a lot of on both sides, boys and girls. When they do clinics, they don't practice their double strategies. A lot of them just come in not knowing how to play doubles. I mean, you got to teach them the basic stuff, court positioning, where to serve, where to aim, and how to win a doubles point. I mean, that's something. I have focused more recently on both boys and the girls side, because we have 5 courts. All you got to do is just win 3. If you can get both doubles, and you got 2 courts already.
That's a good point, because you're right. Your singles is your singles. If a kid is just not good, better than another kid, he's not going to win. Your strategy's not going to help. But you can kind of finagle doubles and have them play certain points the right way and do some strategy, and you can end up winning those 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, teaching them different formation, I formation, Australia, or how to poach, play defense. It's I think doubles, and also I would say figure out the best chemistry between two players. If you guys like each other, that's you guys can help each other out. That's a better team, and you can probably two weaker players can probably beat two stronger players if they play singles. Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of questions here, Coach Kai. I got questions from parents, too, which are key. But I'll just roll through some of these. There's so many. I mean, people were so interested in because especially with kids with freshmen, too, they want to know, like, how do you run your practices and why? Here's one question.
Okay.
Do you have a practice plan each time, or is it different based on the player's level or based on the makeup of your team?
So, well, let me first explain that we have two teams, varsity and JV. So my varsity players, I usually looked at their UTR, so I know who should be in varsity, who should be in JV. Most of my varsity guys are returning players from last year, and I looked at freshmen. If they have a decent UTR, usually I would say UTR 5 or above for Chatham. But other schools could be different. So usually the first week for boys, I do a lot of conditioning and hitting because it's cold outside. I don't want to start challenge matches because that's unfair. It's just 30-degree, 40-degree weather. They can't feel the racket with their hands. So the first week is more. Also, they've been playing indoors most of the time. They haven't been outdoors. So it's good for them just to get the feeling of hitting the balls outside. After the first week, we usually do challenge matches. To get a singles ladder set up. Once we have that, I'll try different combination to see who likes to play who, for the doubles combinations. For JV, we usually for Chatham, we should have 20 or plus guys trying out. Our goal is not to cut, but unfortunately, we have to keep the team around 14 to 16, depending on the year and our match schedule. And for JV, most of the players just start with the challenge matches because we have to set up the team or the roster within a week or two. And we have to submit that to the school, blah, 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 blah. But that's how JV runs in general. They play challenge matches and decide the ladder. So, but yeah, varsity is a bit different.
How's the format challenge-wise? You do one set?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I prefer to do one set, regular scoring, but top three players, they have to play the best of three. Yeah, once you have that, I mean, the rest of the team, they can just play one set to decide,
Do you feel... there's more questions here, but me thinking, once this lineup is set, how supportive of other teammates, and we had Nora, one of your players here, and she said the team has been generally really positive. How have your teams been? And two-part question: how have your teams been in general over the 10 years, and are the more supportive kind of teams get better results regardless of their UTR? Do you think?
Well, first of all, I think in the past 10 years, the girls' tennis level has gone down dramatically. My first year, my girls were unbelievable. But in the recent 3-4 years, a lot of girls decided not to play high school tennis. If we won't get into that, we can talk about that. But I think my guys, there's up and downs. But in the past 3-4 years, we are pretty strong. So, I mean, you get what you get. That's the toughest part, for high school or public high school coaches. Private schools, they can recruit. Yeah, they can recruit. But when you have a big team, I would say, let's say 20 girls. If they're very supportive, that's great. They are on the sideline. They're always cheering their teammates. And if you have a smaller team, that's even better. Because when we do drills, I need people. They can practice. They can play against different levels of players or opponents. So yeah, I mean. I usually have a team manager who records, the stats of the matches. In general, both sides, my players are very supportive. They're always, helping their teammates out, just in case, grabbing stuff for their teammates, cheering them up, or because they all play tennis. That's what I tell them, go to these courts because I'm the only one watching 5 courts at the same time. I don't have that many eyes to watch these matches. Yeah. So I tell them, watch these doubles matches for me. You have played tennis. You know what the opponents are doing. Let me know if there's anything going on, and I can give them tips during changeover, right? Because it's something I miss during the last point when I'm watching singles. I can't watch doubles at the same time. So
correct. No, it's great. My other question you were talking about when you were talking about you get what you get in regards to players. The question in regards to UTRs and all these things. Do you think, and we were talking about this on another podcast, if they weighted these UTR high school matches heavier for players, you would get better players to play? Because you were talking about, national players, they won't play high school because it's not worth it, and they're not playing great matches, and the UTR goes down, and all this stuff. I mean, what are the philosophy of weighting these UTRs heavier for these high school matches so the kids play on the team?
I think that'll be a big incentive for all the players, because most of these tennis players who think they're that good, they want to play college tennis.
Yeah.
And college tennis is a team sport. If you think about it, you're playing high school tennis, you're experiencing what you're going to be doing the next 4 years as a team player. It's not just you get on the court, play yourself, right? Because when you go play tournaments, you're by yourself and your parents, and you usually get yelled at after you lose.
Yes, you sure do.
Right? But when you play a team match, when you lose, let's say a big match, you got your teammates supporting you. You don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling of the team atmosphere that really brings the game together. I think But UTR, I mean, I like it because I use it a lot for my scouting reasons, and then I know who's all the recent matches. I keep track of my players, during the season and off season. But if they win them more, I don't know how they can do it, but there must be an algorithm they can do.
Something they can do. Yeah. But I think, and we were talking about this with me and something on another podcast, the UTR is a great thing if the kids just looked at their own UTR. They get obsessed with other people's UTR. It's like anything else. It would be great for them to say, okay, I want to go from a 7 to a 10 and not worry about anybody else and just play everybody in front of you. That would be a great thing if the UTR could kind of block you from seeing anybody else and just let coaches see everybody's UTR because they have to judge it, because we get too obsessed with the UTR we're playing instead of just going out there playing a match, which is key. And I think high school's so valuable. We've had girls that, Anna Bronlin went to Wake Forest in her last year. She wanted to play her senior year at Milburn, and she did. I mean, the value of team is big. 99.9% of the players aren't turning pro. Yeah. They need that team environment, and only 1% of those players that play in high school play in college. So they should get used to that team environment. I agree. I think it's a huge thing. Nora was talking about, a girl, Emily from Westfield, was talking about how the team environment is just great for their studies. It's great for their mental attitude, all of those things.
I mean, it's also a lifetime friend you make. Correct. I mean, looking back, maybe in 10 years, you'll say, okay, these are my teammates. We had a good time in high school. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah. It's huge. More questions, Coach. Challenge match we went. Do you keep track of other teams in your division? Again, these are questions from parents that are interested. Share how your team is doing versus the other teams throughout the season. Do you strategize and set goals around this? So are you aware of the other teams and what they're doing? Do you scout and do a lot of that?
I do. I mean, personally, I do. That's why I said UTR is such a great tool for me to do so. On my UTR account, I have a list of saved school that I looked at. Okay. I know the roster. I mean, hopefully the coaches put the correct information in,
That's true.
Right? Sometimes they put false information, or they don't put their guys in.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do my part. That's what I can do, usually before my match against, let's say, Randolph tomorrow, I'll check the roster. I know who their best player is. I, do my first versus the first to see how it's going to pan out. So I think that's great. I always scout, especially when we go to, counties or states, when we play against a team that you never played before. Yeah. Like from North Jersey or South Jersey. So that's good to know.
So in regards to always a stacking issue, you would hope the team would put the right numbers of everybody. That way you would know this person should play one. So if you see someone's UTR and their name, you would assume they'd be playing number one on the team. Yeah. Correct? How would they manipulate this and just not put the UTR? Well, how would they do it? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, there are two ways I think coaches are reporting their results. One is on UTR, the other is on NJ.com. Okay. So that's another resource I looked at because I know I can see their complete roster after they play their first match. Okay. So if their lineup doesn't line up with what they have on the UTR, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Yes. First of all, I mean, because if they have a challenge match to prove, okay, my 1 beat my 2, my 2 beat my 3, there's nothing I can do, even though it's fake or.
I get it.
So that's the best I can do. I have their lineup. I have their individual players UTR and line up against my guys, and that's the best I can do. I mean, the UTR doesn't tell you the whole story of their matches, but you can look at it, look at their history to see who they lost to, who they beat.
Yeah.
At least you have a general idea the range of UTR, and I can't go to their matches to watch them.
Yeah.
It's not like basketball. You can scout, record their matches,
true.
right? But tennis, I mean, luckily we have UTR. We never had anything 3
At
4
least you
years.
can look
Yeah.
at something.
Right,
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean,
we
we
never
don't
had
have-
anything.
You don't have a staff
Yeah.
to be able to go watch
Right,
matches.
exactly.
I get it.
Their first serve percentage, their enforced errors. I have nothing
Yeah.
based on their matches. Sometimes the best thing I can do is text some coaches who have played the team that we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for
get it.
tennis to scout.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do?
yeah.
What do we got here? What is your coaching style from the sidelines?
All right. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I mean,
And what is your name?
I'm always encouraging my players. I stay positive.
Okay.
If they miss a ball, that's okay. Forget about it, move on.
What
It's just
day and time?
it's the point. Just play it. You got to move on and play the next point.
Yeah.
Doing changeovers. Usually out of 5 courts, I know which court I have to pay more attention to. I will spend more time on that court, and I'll rotate through. But I always tell them if you guys need me doing changeover or between sets, feel free to call me over. I can only watch 1 court at a time. But yeah, that's my style. Just try to try to be more encouraging, more positive on the sideline. Don't give them too much pressure, I would say.
Correct.
Right. Sometimes you see a coach say, "Oh, come on, you got to do that." Like
Yeah.
it's
Just work hard.
yeah,
Try hard.
do your
That's
best. I
good.
mean, but do your best. Sometimes things don't go your way, and
What do you do when a player doesn't want to be coached like that? Well, every player is different, like you said.
right. Yep.
What do you do when a player repeatedly misses practice? Do you move them down a lineup? Do you ever experience situations like this?
So, for my team policy, if you miss 3 practices, you're off the team.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty straight.
Pretty
yeah,
clear.
Yeah. If
Okay.
you miss 3. Yep.
That's fair. How do you handle a player with a poor attitude on the court?
Well, first time, actually, it happened before during my practice or challenge matches. A player threw his racket to the fans. The first time I said it's a warning. It's right when you play a regular tennis match. Second time you get a point penalty.
Sure.
They lose the game and they lose the match. So there are penalties during our during our challenge matches as well. So yeah, you keep emphasizing on these things during practice. Hopefully it doesn't repeat, but that's out of your control.
Okay.
But during matches, I'll tell them these are things that you're not supposed to. You gotta show good sportsmanship on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What type of behavior do you expect from the team on the sidelines? Do you ask them to cheer on the players and when they are done playing, when they're finished their match?
Well, when they're done, they should always stay,
Yes.
unless you have family emergency or stuff like that to do. But you should always stay to support teammates, watch them instead of playing on your phone. That's
I agree.
That's
I
a little
agree.
different.
So
Sometimes you gotta remind them,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
How do you keep an older, more senior motivated player when a younger player comes onto the team and takes their spot in the lineup? How do you handle that situation? It's tough, probably. Say a senior comes in and gets beat by a younger player. How do you keep them from, being motivated and staying in part of the team?
Okay. Well, I've experienced that. When I had a lot of seniors. So
Yes.
seniors, they have been through a program for 3 years, and the last year they're like, okay, I'm not gonna make my top 7, but
Okay,
still,
call me back then.
I keep telling them you guys are part of the team.
Yeah.
You guys
Okay, at
you
least
guys
you
still need to contribute to the team,
Alright,
either on the sideline, cheering for the team, or helping the team out. You just carry stuff and move stuff, get the matches ready when we play, get the scorecards out, get the balls out, put the stuff away, support your teammates. I think that's the least part I can ask. If you don't want to be there, then that's your choice.
Yeah.
Right.
But sometimes you get, I think it was Gina last year, or anybody, they just love being around the team,
Right.
and they
Yeah.
just love it. They're seniors, they
Yeah.
don't play a ton,
Yeah.
and they just
I
love the camaraderie.
Yeah, I get that a lot because they love to help the freshman players to blend in. Yeah, they're like big sisters or big brothers to the younger generation.
Team is so valuable. Even if you play like Angela Yang, when she played 3 or 4 times,
Right.
just huge though. You just be a part of a team, be a part of something. It's really great for your self-worth, right, Santi? You seem excited. How do you show you deeply care about the athletes you coach? That's a tough one, but go ahead.
Oh, I usually show that by doing it. I often get on the court. Luckily, I can still play and run. So I try to play against my players, during practice. So I think when I play against them, I know their weaknesses, and I can figure out how to work on their weaknesses during our practice. Even I think what I did most in the past years was to play doubles against them.
Okay.
Because I mean, as I age, I get more experience in doubles. Because
We all do, my friend. We all do.
Yes. Yeah. I think, get on the court, knowing the players, and show the players that you care, not just sitting on the sideline. Oh, yeah, you guys go hit, and you guys play a match like that. Yeah. And I even, try to do workouts with them, try to demonstrate,
Yeah, we had
as much as possible. So.
Yeah, even like we had, I mean, you can play. We had a great coach in high school. I went to St. Joseph Metuchen, and he was the swim coach. And he wasn't even a tennis coach, but you can be a great motivator without having to be a great strategic tennis player. And did I say this story before? We were traveling home on the bus as a team, and this is the year we won the States, and we lost a match. I told you this, but I told you off. Didn't I tell you off the podcast? I can't remember. Who knows? You can check back in the edit. You can cut it out if it's in there already, Santi. But we were driving home, and we lost. And we were on the bus, like, having such a great time. So he pulled off on the middle of the highway, and he was like, he turned around, and it was very similar to, like, I told you, Moneyball, like, the whole movie Moneyball. He turned around and said, you guys, like, fucking losing. Like, he was, like, we're, like, 17. He's like, you guys fucking losing because I hate fucking losing, blah, blah, blah. And you shouldn't be so happy. You should be miserable tonight. And we didn't lose a match until the last match of the season after that. And he just understood winning and what you should do, and you should be miserable when you lose. This is a joke. Yeah. So those huge moments are big. Like, you don't even have to be technically how to teach a forehand perfectly, but you can get inside someone's head and get inside the mentality of the team and go, well, this is not going the right way. This team needs to be steered this way. And I think Nora said something great that you said something like, Nora's the only one working today, or something specific like that.
I mean, when you play there's a team sport for high school tennis. When one person is not contributing, or when you have like 4 out of the 5 courts are not contributing, you lose the match. I mean, it happened to us a couple of times in the past few years. The players just turn off. They're like, okay, it's an easy match. We just get on the court and play. But when your opponents are on and you're off, and once you start losing, you get a little bit panicky.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you're not confident with your shots, then you're going to start losing the match.
And then you can't believe you're losing, and then you panic.
It's only going to get worse and worse. It's hard to turn around during the match because it's all in your head. I mean, tennis is such a mental game,
More questions, my friend. Parent, I'd love to hear your thoughts on 1 to 3 year goals for boys and girls program. Like, what potential resources, gaps you need to achieve? Do you need more parents involved in helping wise in regards to just support?
Well, I mean, definitely. I think I'm lucky enough to have a lot of parent support in Chatham. Yeah. So, especially off season, because these guys need to play. It's very simple. The more you play, the better you get. I even told my girls on my banquet that you guys should play more matches, UTR matches, or go out to play some USTA matches. Because when you practice, you do these things. Your coaches feed the ball to you. You're very comfortable. You're in your comfort zone. Right,
yeah.
Every ball.
It's true. Everybody loves it.
Right. I mean, I'm hitting the ball so well during practice.
Getting fed a ball.
When you play these matches, all those balls are junk. Most of the time, or loopy balls, or I don't know how to handle these balls. I think playing matches will get you a lot of experience. Handling different kinds of opponents. Yeah. That's what That's what I've been telling both sides. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah. Do you need? I mean, I guess we can't talk about allocation, but does the school allocate a certain amount of funds for you to be able to do anything, or is it just like, listen, James, we're going to pay you what we're going to pay you. Yeah. See what you can do. We got the courts there, and blah blah blah.
I mean, I think legally, I'm not supposed to get in touch with the players off season.
Correct. Okay.
So like, I mean, the only thing I know is through UTR if they have played any tournaments. I keep checking their records off season. Just to know if they've been playing. If I see them in school, luckily I'm a teacher in the high school, so if I see them. Hey, how's it going? How was the tournament? I check in on the guys just to show, that I care about you.
Yeah. We tell them to play, my friend. We play all winter and make sure that they play and need to play and be ready. And I was telling
sign up, for Friday. I know you guys have Friday UTRs. Go to somewhere else. I mean,
play anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't care what club they play at, as long as they're playing those matches.
Right. Go to any UTR events. Play them. And most of your opponents, I believe, are close to your rating.
Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna play like an 8 when you're 5. So right?
Yeah, no, we match it up. It can't be a point apart.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I think a lot of players are concerned about their UTRs so much. Oh, I'm gonna lose this match, so they get nervous. My rating will drop, but don't worry about the outcome. Get out there, play against different opponents, get the feeling, the match feeling. It's the match rhythm I think a lot of players lack when they start the tryouts.
That's the thing we say all the time. You're going to play kids in high school that you're supposed to beat, and that's the hardest match to win. It's easy to play somebody that's a point above you because you're like, oh, I lose, who cares? Right. It's beating those players. Yeah, and that's the big key. Questions for players not going to start as a singles player and choosing the doubles team. How much do you value who has beaten each other in a head-to-head singles play? Are you more focused on what you think as better parts? So in other words, I guess, do you just go straight down the line, or do you find a doubles team that works better together regardless of how they finished in the challenge list when you start making doubles teams?
Once I have singles set up, the only set singles players are my top 3.
Yeah.
After that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I mix them up and try different combinations. It's not necessarily 4 and 5 will be doubles partners. Just because they're good at singles, that doesn't mean they're good at doubles.
Correct.
It's also about their chemistry. I think that's also vital. I mean, that's vital for any doubles team. They got to like each other.
Yeah, true. Right? Yeah, if they don't, they're not going to perform. What do I want a high school? Let's see. If we've been through, I think these are a couple repeated. How do I want a high school coach? Communication, it keeps both teams, parents in the loop. Do you keep parents in the loop with match schedules and match? Yeah.
I mean, we usually have a coach and parent night, before the season starts at Chatham. I usually have a preseason meeting to collect all the information from players, and then I have a list of parent emails. I emailed them prior to the season, and explain how the season is going to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bit more micro. How does the boys team look this year? You don't have to tell me where you think the lineup is because they haven't challenged yet.
Right.
But competition-wise, where do you think you guys stack up? How do you feel your team looks this year?
I think our team has a lot of things to achieve.
Okay.
Great things to achieve this year, but I don't want to jinx it. We have the boys team has won the state sectional twice in the past. Well, we didn't have we didn't have a season two years ago. So that's but this year, in the past past 3 seasons, we went down to Mercer County and played the group championship. Both times we lost to Tenafly. Hopefully we can go down there again and do better. I know this year is the last year for the state to have tournament of champions. They removed that completely. There won't be any more
I didn't
TLC.
even know that. Why is that?
I don't know. They want to have more matches for other teams because, the TLC is only for, top 6 teams in the state.
But that's great.
Yeah, I know. It's the
They're
best.
trying to make everything inclusive for everybody. Let people play more.
They're trying
there
to
should be a champion.
Right. They're trying to make it more fun, right? More, but
Santi kills me. I know this
sports
fun
are competitive. That's my way to look at it. Hopefully we can go down there and then.
So tell me the format real quick. So how does it end? You just win your section and it's over?
Well, this year we will still have the group championship.
Okay.
So you have, so we're in Group 3, North 2. So there's, Group 3, North 1, and South and Central. So these 4 teams will play on one day. You play semis in the morning, and then you play final in the afternoon for the group championship. That's Group 3. If you win that group, you go into the TLC, where you have Group 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 2 private sections.
Sure.
So 6
But
teams.
after this year,
There's no more.
there's more that you just win your section and that's it? Or is there something else?
I believe there might be a group championship, probably not TLC.
Okay.
So you can win your group 3, but you cannot.
So then that's it. You just win your group and it's over. Yeah. Again, the reason was they just want it seems like they just want everybody to feel like a winner.
Right. That's pretty much it. You get on the court. Both of you guys get on the court. You came off the court both with a trophy or something.
This day and age is getting me. We can go into a whole hour podcast on this and why we are doing this to kids. It's just setting them up to be okay with saying, okay, they just don't want to lose. Failure is where you learn everything. That's the only way I told about the business thing. Like, oh my God, right, Ruthie? Did you say, oh my God, failure's everything? She's on the phone with somebody else. You see, this podcast is so fluid. She said, oh my God, it embarrasses me, Santi. But failure, that's how you succeed in business. It's just degrees of failure. And you take 2% of that, that's successful. You get that to the next decision. Like, what is going on? We're just Xing out all of this stuff. So hopefully, your goal is to get down there, beat Tenafly. If you think they're going to be there again this year?
I think so. It'll be most likely Tenafly, Princeton. If we get through Milburn in our section, and another team from South Jersey. Yeah.
What's your range of UTR on the team at this point?
My top 2 guys are 9 and above.
Okay.
My third is 7+.
Nice.
And doubles guys are around 6.
What's a solid lineup? And how many people do you think you're going to carry? I know you don't have to tell. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I have my singles lineup in head pretty much.
It's
yeah,
pretty
right
set,
now. I mean, it's
That's
very simple.
understandable,
Yeah. The doubles lineup, I got to figure out the combinations basically. Two guys, they like each other a lot. They play paddle in the winter, so they like each other. But I might try them out first, and then I'll see who might be the better option there.
Okay.
Yeah. But
First practice is Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday. We're gonna start tomorrow, and then we'll see how everybody plays. They're very pumped from what I heard. They're very pumped. So that's the difference between guys and girls, I think.
Girls are more nervous. They are.
Right.
They get
like,
more
like,
uncomfortable and like, oh my God, I hope I don't
lose this match.
Yeah, I don't want to make a mistake. And
Right.
Yeah, no, I get it. Guys are. But I guess that's why their insurance is more expensive. They're more confident driving, and they run into poles, and it's the same thing. Girls are more tentative.
Well, the other way to put it is guys are more proactive.
Yeah.
Girls are more reactive.
Sure, that's a good
Right.
point.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, when I have practice, when I get there, the guys are already on the court just hitting.
Yeah, that's true.
They just want to just get the balls, just keep going. Yeah. Girls, I want to check my Instagram, my social media, my friends.
That's
who,
really funny.
And then okay, we'll wait for the coach to call me at 3:15. I'll get on the court. I'm not gonna get on the court,
I get it.
beforehand.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
That's interesting.
That's what
That's a
I've
good
noticed.
lesson you've learned over 10 years.
Right?
I've learned
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Guys are more aggressive into playing. I get it. No, it's true. That's guys in general. They'll go out there. Guys will want to play here. I rarely get. Because I get a lot of high school kids that want to play late at night, 9 or 10. It's mostly the boys. They just want to come out here and play late at night. I rarely get the girls that want to come out and play. I wish they did. I wish they would come out because it's free play at night. I let them play 9, 10 o'clock for free. And most of the guys will go out there. I don't know. Anything you have to say? Anything on your mind regards to anything we've discussed? Any words of wisdom to the kids out there? I always like to wrap it up with a little something.
Well, I mean, thanks for having me here.
Oh.
It's my honor.
Oh, yeah. Come on! It's great
I
to have
enjoy
you,
it. I know
Coach.
that's good to have a conversation with you. We have a lot of players coming to your tennis center. I've seen these guys grow in the past 4 years. I think as a coach, the best part is, winning is one thing.
Yeah.
Of course you want to win, but also to watch these guys grow from a freshman to a senior and see how they have matured in their high school, career, winning or losing, they grow from it. That's the best part of it. On my job, that's what I enjoy doing it. Also, I enjoy playing tennis with these guys.
Yeah, it's fun, right? You got a good job for that.
So.
No, listen, it's great to see you always. It's great to always get information, and we should do something in the middle of the season as well to see where your guys are at, or just before the Tournament of Champions. If you're down there, we'll do a little update. Santi, you have any questions for Coach? Nothing? Not interested. He went to JP Stevens. He has no questions.
You're from JP? Oh.
No, I went Piscataway.
Piscataway.
Well, I thought you went to JP. Oh, I'm thinking of Andrew Tan. Oh my God, I'm not thinking of you. There's so many different employees. It's hard to keep track. You went to Piscataway. Did they have a good high school team?
No, we were okay. Our coach was the basketball coach, but she won state championships. So.
In basketball or tennis?
In basketball. She
Okay.
didn't know anything about tennis, really.
Again, like we said, sometimes it helps,
You
sometimes
don't
it
have
doesn't.
to be, yeah.
We would lose to East Brunswick all the time.
Oh, East Brunswick.
East Brunswick was
They're
good.
good.
St.
Always
Joe's,
good.
we
Yeah.
played them all the time.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
we played guys. It was the that was the
good,
big
yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Evie and South
Yeah.
Bronx.
Yeah.
But hopefully this helps.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll be doing previews. We'll have other coaches in too. We're gonna have Coach
Awesome.
Kai in again, and thanks for being
Yeah.
here.
No, thank you.
Good to see you, brother.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
It was fun.
Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends. Anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves, share it.